From New York City, it's Wendy Williams. Today, the gorgeous star of the new movie About Last Night, Joy Bryant, is here, and we'll find out what it was like to do love scenes with the sexy Michael Ealy, and all the latest juicy hot topics. Now, here's Wendy.
Well. You made it. I made it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Look at my studio audience. You made it through the snow. Thank you so much. Great, now that I'm inside. So look, Jamie Foxx and Katie Holmes' romance is rumored to be back on. And we will never, ever, ever see Taylor Swift naked. And Justin Bieber's bad behavior involves an oxygen mask. Let's talk about it and more, honey. It's time for Hot Topics. The weather outside in New York is frightful. But you guys, thank you for showing up and being delightful. I had no idea. I've said this to you before. I don't know what time you watch The Wendy Show, but it originates live out of New York weekdays at 10 a.m. So I can't get here at 10:15. So we stayed in the hotel in the city last night, and it's really only like 4 or 5 inches of slushy mess. However, on Sunday, they're saying a colossal storm's gonna drop like 40 inches of snow here on the tri-state area. Yeah, Al Roker is co-signing on that one. And you know, when Al says it, it's the truth. Yeah. So anyway, the biggest loser was last night. Did you watch? Yes. The winner was Rachel Fredrickson. And listen, Rachel walked away. I know, thank you. Look, we always forget, we focus so much on the weight that we forget that these people, the winner, Rachel, walked away with $250,000. But listen, and I don't know how tall she is, but she was carrying 263 pounds on her frame, and she's now down to 105. And I know what some of you might be thinking, because the haters are already coming for her on the blogs. Yes, she is very thin right here. I mean, and it's bad when you look thin on TV, then, because TV adds a good 20 pounds, so but what happens when you lose a lot of weight, I think, is you lose too much only to have fun gaining it back and seeking your level of comfort. You know what I mean? Congratulations to you, Rachel. I see you got yourself a tan, some new hair. She's only 24 years old, so, she was supposed to be here today, by the way. But flying from LA, we didn't want her skidding into the building, from JFK, so she's there in LA. But I wish you were here so we could check you out up close. By the way, Ruben slimmed down. He made his appearance, at the end of the season of The Biggest Loser. I know he is losing weight, you all. Now, don't let Suzanne influence you. How does Ruben look? Listen. For those of us who struggle with food, you know how difficult it is to lose the weight. He started out on The Biggest Loser at like 404,000 pounds. And now, no, Ruben's lost like 150 pounds, hasn't he? That's a big feat. So, I wanted to remind you about Wendy's magical watch and win. All month long, I've been telling you, we're giving away incredible 4-night, 5-day vacations for a family of 4 to the Walt Disney World Resort. Now, this week's vacation package includes a night stay at the Cinderella Castle Suite, which, by the way, is the only hotel room in the Magic Kingdom. I had the pleasure of staying there myself, and I can tell you this, you feel like Cinderella overnight. The room is super exclusive. You can't even make a reservation or pay $1 million and beg. It's very special. And this is part of your vacation package, which is truly unbelievable. The suite is decorated with beautiful 17th and 18th century inspired furniture. There are thousands of hand-laid ceramic tiles on the wall. The floor is fabulous. It contains real 14-karat gold. So if you want the chance to win and find your Disney side, everybody, all you have to do is look for the word of the day somewhere throughout the show and then log on to wendyshow.com and enter that word to win. Good luck. Okay. Well, last summer, the word in the street was that Katie Holmes and Jamie Foxx had a little thing going on. Then the rumor went dead. Their reps denied it. Well, now the New York Post is reporting this again, that they are spending time together, and they're reportedly keeping it a secret from Jamie's, one of his close friends, who happens to be Tom Cruise. Now see, this is where, Jamie, I like you as a person, I like your movies and stuff, but you are a crappy friend if this is really happening. If this is, come on. You all, and I'll explain more if you don't understand what I mean. Okay, so Jamie Foxx first met Tom Cruise back in 1994. They were in Maguire. Tobey Maguire? Jerry Maguire together. Then in 2004, they needed somebody to co-star with Tom Cruise in the movie Collateral. Well, no, you know, as an actor, if you're co-starring with Tom Cruise, not just the itty part, but on his hip, that's big for you. And Tom remembers that Jamie took some sort of personality test. I guess, they were hacking around back in the day on the set of Johnny Maguire. And Jerry Maguire. Anyway, so they took a personality test, and apparently the personality test had some things about Jamie that Tom really liked. So when they were looking in 2004, 10 years later, for somebody to co-star with Tom in Collateral, bring Jamie, it's Tom. Come on. And that movie right there took Jamie along with, okay, after Collateral was finished, the Ray movie was ready to come out. If Ray it was Tom who wanted the Ray movie to come out after Collateral, because that's the kind of pull he has in Hollywood. He wanted for his friend, Jamie Foxx, his new friend, to blow up off the success of Collateral and then piggyback that right into the success of Ray. And I don't have, yes, check, right? I mean, not check, I'm sorry. I'm giving you street talk. Check! Oh, look. Even Jamie admits, and I have the quote on my office desk, but the office is back there. I don't feel like running and coming back. Look, Jamie said something to the effect of, if Ray had come out before Collateral, it would not have been the big movie that it is. But with Tom saying Collateral first and then spreading it through Hollywood with his Tom Cruise power, Ray was not only huge, it won an Oscar for Jamie. Now, we don't know the course that people's lives take, but sometimes there are little things like that person to change everything. And for me, it sounds like Tom Cruise was the person who helped catapult Jamie Foxx to superstar status. And that is why, Jamie, I hope this is not true. I hope you are not creeping with Katie Holmes. Of all the Katies in all the world, why this Katie? Like, that's just not a friend's thing to do. Sometimes some of you pig men, I mean that endearingly, but you know how some of you pigs look at your guy's wife like, I'd smash. Okay, you keep that in your mind, you don't really do it. And even if you were gonna do it, if they got divorced, you make it one night, one time, erase the evidence, and keep it moving. That's all. I'm exhausted. All right. I have to tell you, I was a little grouchy when I got here this morning on account of I stepped in a 4-inch slush puddle outside. And so my Uggs are drying on the heater in the office. The boy is watching him. Hopefully he won't burn the place down while it's happening. If you smell, yeah, there's no school for him. So look, I was already grouchy over that. Then here goes Hot Topics producers telling me we gotta do another damn Justin Bieber story. I'm like, nope. Nope, not today. No, ma'am. I said, all right, convince me otherwise, because that's the kind of girl I am. I'll say no when I mean no, but I'll give you 30 seconds to convince me why I need to care, you know? Come on, I do this for you. Look. This is a grown, sexy talk show, and I know you all don't give a damn about another Justin Bieber story either, do you? But this one is good. Come on now. According to NBC News. I said NBC News. Justin and his dad, Jeremy, were extremely abusive to a crew on a private jet. Now hold on. So the jet was coming from Toronto to New Jersey, Teterboro Airport. That's where the private planes land. It was Justin's dad, Jeremy, right here, and 10 of Justin's friends. First of all, the plane was detained for 4 hours at Teterboro Airport because, you can't just fly around in a private plane and think you're still not going to get searched. Like, if they smell some weed, they're holding everybody. So at Teterboro over in Jersey, they smelled some weed. And they detained Justin for 4 hours, Justin and his crew. All right, there was no weed found. But something is always rotten in Denmark with him, right? So we heard the weed story a few days ago, but here's the rest of the story that developed overnight. Reportedly, Justin and his friends were smoking so much weed that the pilot was forced to wear an oxygen mask. And they were so mean, nasty, and stinking to the stewardess, that the pilot invited her up to the front of the cockpit, which to me, that sounds like another day in a pilot's life. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, invited her up there to get away from these bad boys and this boy's father. Now, my thought on this is how is Justin ever supposed to do right if his parents are encouraging him, allegedly, to do wrong? I would kick everybody out of the plane. I mean, at 19 years old, you can't possibly think that you don't have a say-so in your son's life. You know what? Do you know what I mean? Especially if you're not just a mother, if you're a mom. Moms put it down. And dads are supposed to come in with a zugga, zugga, zugga and back up the entire situation. You know what I'm saying? Dads come in with that extra hot sauce, makes the whole room scatter. Whether your dad is in your kid's life, whether the dad is in the house, out of the house, marriage. Listen, dads aren't supposed to be friends. Dads aren't supposed to be taking long pulls in private planes with their sons. Moms aren't supposed to be leaving the house at midnight saying, I'm going to meet Prince on a Sunday. But being a parent these days, is very difficult. We all know because it's a different kind of parenting thing. Like, I know I'm not like my mom. Are you like your mom? No. Like, in my mind, I'm as strict as her in a lot of ways, but I'm way cooler, Like, but I don't want to be cool for my son. I want to be cool just because that's society that we live in. You're supposed to moisturize. This is the new 50. It's not like you're supposed to dip it. And then when your kids see you dip it and do it, then they're like, well, maybe we can get away with smoking weed in front of her. And that's when you have to quickly let them know who's in charge. I'm a mom. Anyway, move on. So, hold on. I was taking a long pull like Justin on the plane. So now listen. Taylor Swift says you will never, ever, ever see her naked. She told Glamour magazine that her risk is writing songs about her exes not taking off her clothes. I don't know why I'm embarrassed to tell you that I'm a Swiftie, but I tell you that all the time. Like, I like this girl. Like, this is the girl, if you have a daughter, if your girl is looking to anybody in celebrity world, this is the girl so far that you need to take a long look at how this girl is. I mean, Yeah, she's had a lot of boyfriends, but so, didn't you when you were 24? Yeah, a lot of come on, I didn't say sleeping with everybody. Didn't you have a lot of boyfriends? If you didn't, then you were wasting the good years. Also, I don't know much about Mr. and Mrs. Swift, but this Taylor has some good genes. She doesn't have to take her clothes off. There's something up here that is sexy about her. Plus, she's got those long legs. She's 5'11", and she's got real talent. You know, these girls who are twerking and jerking and dipping, some of them do have real talent, but they might be insecure, which is why they feel as though they have to take their clothes off. Look at this girl, Taylor Swift, coming into her own. I just like her, She's, on one hand, she wears Keds with socks and she's all innocent. On the other hand, there's something in her eyes that says, wait until midnight. Look at those stupid shoes she has on. But stupid is good. Rihanna's always naked. Rihanna has talent. That's a good outfit, though. That's a good one. I don't get why the girls always have to be naked. It's like they always have to one-up each other. But you know what, Taylor? Keep it classy and don't break our hearts, because now that you put it out there like that you're that girl, we so watch you, and a lot of people are waiting for you to do it, just so they can call you out. So good luck with everything. So, you know that modeling show hosted by Naomi Campbell called The Face? It's on Oxygen, and it's in its second season. Well, they're in the process right now filming the second season, and there's this contestant who says that she needs a psychiatric help because Naomi Campbell has bullied her. There's the contestant. Okay, when I first heard the story, I was like, wait a minute, this involves further investigation. So upon conducting a full-blown investigation, I've discovered that this model is Russian and her name is Kira, and she says that Naomi bullies her nonstop because Naomi is bitter that her ex-boyfriend Vlad dumped her. Vlad happens to be Russian. Remember, here on Hot Topics, I was telling you about Vlad. You know he's still married to his wife, and he's got a daughter, but the wife gets along with Naomi, and I don't know what kind of freaky mess is going on. All I know is that I've showed you, even on Hot Topics, pictures of them all together. So Vlad and Naomi are hot and heavy, and a good-looking couple, and he's wealthy, one of those multi-billionaires. But then Naomi, on her modeling contest show, The Face, she's got this little model there. She happens to be Russian. Vlad happens to catch her eye and vice versa. Next thing you know, Vlad dumps Naomi for a contestant on The Face. Yes! I did this story back in the spring. Yes! You miss a day, you miss a lot. Look. But listen, there's more to it. There's more to it. Because, in conclusion, I'm Team Naomi on this. Here's what Kira says. Naomi hates Russians. She's an amazing woman, but it's hard to work with her. She put all her negative energy on me after filming ended. They sent me to the doctors. I'm still recovering. The network is still paying for my psychiatrist. Okay, first of all, in my mind, I believe that Naomi has been nothing but trouble since the beginning regarding behind the scenes. She's got something going on up here. She's got a problem and she's never sought help, and that's fine. But we love her because she's endlessly gorgeous, slightly crazy, ticky boom. But she's not our friend, so she's fun to watch and read about. But listen, I also think that there's certain celebrities that when you put it out there enough, we, the public, can believe anything that's said about them in that vein. Like anything you say about Naomi Campbell regarding being really angry, we're gonna believe it. Because for years, she's been cursing people out, firing people, throwing cell phones, and just being a horrible boss, according to what we read. But she's good. Okay, and about this little Kira chick, I don't believe for a minute that she's getting psychiatric help because of Naomi Campbell. I think that if you're gonna let Naomi Campbell or any one person bully you to the point that you need to see a shrink, you had something going on up here to begin with. Please. Naomi and the network are denying bullying. I think that bullying is probably a strong word, but I'm sure Naomi might have put her foot out a couple times to trip her on the runway or something. You know, Naomi, I'm sure, can be very shady behind the scenes. Anyway, so that's what's going on at The Face. Now let's talk about Dancing with the Stars. You're not gonna like it. Okay, the shakeup. The new season of Dancing with the Stars begins March 17th. And so, you know, what I've been saying all along, and I don't know everything, but after being an observer of this show, I've told you they need to fire the judges and start anew. And that's how you shake this show up. The judges... I like Carrie Ann and Naba, but we need somebody with a fiery personality. I am not fond of Len. He could have been go home. And Bruno, I could use another. If you want to shake this season, it'll be the 17th season. Instead, what do? They keep all the same judges and fire the music director and the entire orchestra. I know! The orchestra makes the show. It's a part of that ballroom cheesiness. I mean, you know what we watch Dancing with the Stars for. Like a throwback to back in the day. If you have a DJ cutting it up, that's not Dancing with the Stars. And that's pretty much what they want to do. The show reportedly is planning on hiring a small electric band and hopes to boost the ratings and attract younger demographic. Young people don't want to see a small electric band. They want to see people like Paula Abdul and Rosie Perez and a hot guy at the judges' table. Alas, I tolerate the show, so I'll be watching. Dancing with the Star, the new season is March 18th, yes, on ABC. So, I've been telling you in and out of this, the 5th season on Wendy, that I celebrate my 50th birthday in July. But listen, no. But I have 2 milestones to celebrate this year. And one of the milestones I'm celebrating today. 20 years ago, I took $6,500 in hard-earned cash and bought my boobs. I am proud to say I've never had a problem with them. They're saline, they're under the breast. I went to a great doctor. I did not, charge a credit card. You girls are going into debt to get surgery. Surgery is not something you go into debt for. And I will also tell you that if I had it to do over again, if I knew I was going to be on TV with a TV show back in 1994 and I was going to, when I lose weight, I wasn't gonna lose in my boobs, I would have gotten a cup smaller. I would have, but I'm not gonna get them changed now. The same implants have not been in here the whole time. You have to get them changed every 10 years, So, and I wanna tell you girls seriously that, as much as we talk about boobs and things like that with our friends and everything, and you see mine, this does not define me as a woman. And if I caught the big C, I get rid of them immediately. So, don't let your breasts define you. Be very, very careful about the surgeons that you shop for. Don't get them too large if you're planning on losing weight, or if you're not sure what size you're going to be, or if you're gonna have a TV show where all the clothing needs to be tailored around you girls. But I do love my boobs. I can go braless still, because I do the exercises, that flex the muscles. Take care of your surgery after you get it. Be very, very thoughtful before you get it. In conclusion, I say, happy 20th birthday, girls! Yeah! We've got a fabulous show for you today. From the NBC show Parenthood and the new movie About Last Night, the lovely Joy Bryant is here. But up next, we're doing Celebrity Fan Feed Out, so don't go far. Welcome back. It's time for Celebrity Fan Out. That's when you take a picture with a celebrity and tell me what was going on, then you send it in here. I love Fan Out. Okay, our first Fan Out comes from Judy R., who watches our show on KDFW in North Richland Hills, Texas. Judy says, how you doing, Wendy? I was at a promotional party for a new tequila when I heard there was a VIP room. I snuck my way inside, and it was totally worth the risk because in that room was none other than George Clooney. Wow. We even talked for a bit, and he was charming, good-looking, and everything I thought he would be. Yeah, you know, George has this this new tequila with Cindy Crawford's husband, Randy Gerber. It's called Casamigos. Casamigos. All right, thanks for that one. Our next celebrity fan out comes from Leanne C., who watches our show on WAGA in Atlanta, Georgia. Leanne writes, "Hey, Wendy, how you doing? I was at the mall and I spotted a couple making out on the line for the movies. It was only when they came up for air to buy a ticket that I realized it was Eva Longoria." What was it? It's good. She says, "I respectfully asked her for a picture in between some more makeout sessions and she agreed." Now here's the thing with the celebrity fan outs. You all are so good with these, but you know me, I'm a detail-oriented girl. So I actually called Leanne before today's show because I had questions. Who was she making out with? What movie were you gonna see? And what kind of mall was it? Was it like a strip mall or was it a mall? So they were going to see Ride Along, but the tickets sold out, so she had to leave. She wasn't sure about the guy. She didn't want to ask or take a cell phone picture of him. But she reportedly, Eva is dating this businessman. He might be located in Atlanta. And as far as the mall, she didn't remember the name of the mall, but it was like a fancy mall. Like if you speak Jersey, then you know what the Short Hills Mall is. It was like the Short Hills Mall, like fancy with the Neiman Marcus. Okay. Thanks, Leanne. Okay, our next celebrity fan out comes from Elizabeth G., who watches our show on KDFW in Rolette, Texas. Elizabeth writes, "Hey, Wendy, how you doing? I happened to be at a local department store when I heard a huge celebrity was about to make an appearance. I couldn't believe my luck when I got to take a photo with Jessica Simpson." Wow, good one. She was there promoting her new fragrance with her sister Ashley, and both fiancés were with them as well, and they were absolute gentlemen. Wow, that's a good fan out. Our fourth celebrity fan out comes from Jamie C., who watches our show on KTTV in Los Angeles, California. Jamie writes, "Wendy, I'm currently in beauty school, and I was on a lunch break at my local McDonald's when I saw a man with salt and pepper hair. I recognized that head of hair instantly. It was Jay Leno." He was so nice and accommodating. I was also amazed at how big his hair was without any product. You know, Jay is stepping down from The Tonight Show. This is his last week after doing it for more than 20 years. And then the new host will be Jimmy Fallon taking over on February 17th. Yes. Okay. We have one more celebrity fan out, and it comes from Cara Diamond N. Sierra Diamond N. What an interesting name, Sierra Diamond. The Sierra Diamond is hyphenated. Anyway, she watches our show here in Brooklyn on WNYW, and she says, "How you doing, Wendy? I was doing a little shopping in Soho when I literally bumped into a group of people ushering someone out of a store. I nearly froze when I realized it was Rihanna." Wow. Look, she says, "I quickly asked for a picture, and Rihanna was so sweet to take a few different selfies with me." Nice. Oh, nice. It totally made my week. Well, you guys with these celebrity fan outs, you've totally made my day. Thank you so much. If you've ever had an encounter with a celebrity and you want to share, go to wendyshow.com. Up next, everybody, the beautiful and talented Joy Bryant joins us. The boob confetti will be falling for at least another month out of nowhere. Welcome back. You know, our first guest has the hit TV show on NBC. It's called Parenthood. And now you can get to watch her on the big screen in an upcoming film called About Last Night. Take a look.
You look so good in this light.
Please welcome the beautiful Joy Bryant. Dress? You can't feel it through the TV, but it's some sort of scuba-y, it's some sort of good material.
Leathery kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little shoe cam. There's nothing, a nude shoe goes with everything, right?
Where's the shoe cam? Oh, there we go.
So,
Why I figured I'd give you a little color.
Yes.
A little,
Did you bring all the snow with you from since you're
did.
back here in New York?
I like the snow.
Yeah. You live out in LA, yes,
Yeah.
you do. But Joy is from the Bronx.
Yeah.
So
Big up.
welcome home.
Thank you very much.
Welcome home. You are, I did a little research on you. I know you've been here before, but
No.
you've never been here before?
With you?
We've never had a conversation?
I've never met you before.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Well, I know you in my head.
I know you in my head.
Oh my God. Okay. So here's what I love. You know I love pretty and smart. Yale graduate.
Oh, no. Actually, I dropped out of Yale.
You did?
Yeah.
You got in.
I did.
That's smart.
Well, I dropped out and started modeling.
Okay, your story.
Kinda had to.
Well, you're very beautiful and you're tall. Why waste all this? Model. I love your backstory. Tell everybody a little bit about who raised you, how you were raised, and how you got here.
Well, I was raised by my Nana, my grandmother in the Bronx. And, she just always instilled in me the importance of education. That was going to be the key for me to leave that environment and to become anything I want. And one of the things she always told me was that just because I was a poor black child from the Bronx, you can be whatever you want. So education was important. So I got a scholarship to a boarding school in Connecticut.
Which one did you go to?
Westminster.
Okay.
I was in a Better Chance program.
Yes.
And then from there I went to Yale, and while I was at Yale, my grandmother passed away.
Yeah.
My freshman year, and it was sort of like, I had to, it made me think about like, well, what exactly do I want to do? Like, my whole plan was like, I'm going to go to Yale, I'm going to major in economics, I'm going to work on Wall Street, I'm going to take my Nana out the ghetto, I'm going to live happy ever after.
So you were living more her dream than your actual
Exactly.
dream. Do you have siblings?
I do, but not from my mother, from my father.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I just decided that I had this opportunity to model, and I figured, I'll give it a try. If it works out in a year, cool. If not, I'll come back, I'll figure it out.
And you went to Paris, had the time of your
Yeah,
life. Do you
yeah.
voulez-vous?
I used to, un petit peu.
Un petit peu.
But I used to when I lived there. I understood more,
Yes.
but I'm like lazy. I should have like learned it better when I was
No,
there.
well, I mean, and then, Joy is married.
Mm-hmm.
Six years.
Yeah.
He's hot, too.
Yeah, he's hot. He's a stuntman.
He's a stuntman.
Yeah.
Did you meet him on a movie set?
Oh, look.
Yeah.
How cute is that?
Very cute. How tall is he? Because you're
He's
tall.
6'5½".
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, and he's an identical twin, and his twin
Oh.
brother is also a stuntman, and yeah, we met in a movie.
Me and Suzanne's minds went every place with that one. Okay. But no, I love this. So you've been married for 6 years. Your husband's in the business. He does stunts.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get married? What are we looking at?
Amagansett.
Where's that?
In the Hamptons.
Oh, in the Hamptons. Nice.
Yeah.
Is that a big wedding?
If you felt like 75, 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have hobbies?
Oh, me?
Yes, you, outside of...
Yeah, I guess snowboarding would be a hobby, right?
Where does a girl from the Bronx snowboard? Really? Look at you.
Girl, child, I used to play ice hockey in high school and college.
Wow.
I kind of do a lot of different things. But snowboarding is like we have a place in Utah, we go snowboarding all the time.
I like that.
Yeah, he surfs, I catch waves, we skateboard, we kind of do stuff.
Nice. I heard your husband also knits.
Yes. Yeah. And I know you.
I would like to learn how to knit.
Well, maybe he can teach you how.
Because it's very therapeutic. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he read a book about knitting, and then in 2 weeks had knit a hat with like pictures in it and stuff. But he's a really good sewer.
Oh.
So yeah, and because of all that, we're launching a clothing line together.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause we
nice.
figure like, there's lots of things that we want to do.
Yeah.
So why not just do it? And
So what does your tattoo say? I'm sorry.
oh,
Soul Rebel, really, Joy?
well, my friend did
Tattoo
that to
cam.
me.
Come on. Look, it looks like a jailhouse
It is.
tattoo. Who did that?
My best friend.
At boarding school or something?
No, like 2 years ago.
Really?
No, we were all like drunk, like let's give each other tattoos. So I just whipped out the little needle, like a regular
Yes.
needle with just dipped it in the ink, and then.
Don't try this at home.
Don't try it at
Wow.
home. I can't give it to anyone because I don't really see very well, so no one wanted a tattoo for me. They were like, no. I can see you. I'm just like, I couldn't really do that.
Yes.
But I got more tattoos that aren't visible.
You don't have to talk your way out of that one. Makes me like you even more.
My jail tattoo.
Jail tattoo. All right. Your film About Last Night, for many of us, we remember Demi Moore and
Rob
Lowe in the movie About Last Night
From, like,
back
1986.
in the 80s. Is this movie like that movie?
In some ways it is. I think it's definitely more of a nod to the David Mamet play, Sexual Perversity in Chicago, sort of a nod to that and also to the movie. So it's raunchy, it's funnier than, I think, the original movie. And I think we did it with a nice contemporary spin.
Twist.
Yeah.
Now, you play the role, I guess, that, for lack of a better explanation, that Demi Moore had. And then Michael Ealy plays your love interest.
Yeah.
So he's hot. He's been here before. We checked him out.
You checked him out?
Yeah. Okay. Does your husband have major problems with you doing love scenes, particularly with a guy who women find really sexy?
No.
No.
Like
yeah.
I said, hey, you know, honey, we're gonna be doing some love scenes. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
Went to the screen. I'm like, baby, it's gonna be some hot and heavy loves. Before he said, he was like,
he's secure.
He was like, all right. And afterwards, I'm like, hey, wasn't that pretty hot and heavy? And he was like, it's okay. Where do you want to go eat? Like,
were you mildly insulted that he didn't mildly say that was really hot?
Yeah,
I'm a little jealous.
Like, really?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that's a good thing.
That is a really good thing. Nothing like a secure man.
Very secure.
I am glad to finally meet you out of my head. Joy Bryant, everybody. About Last Night hits theaters on Valentine's Day. Congratulations on the success of The Parenthood. I know you're in your 5th season on NBC.
And happy anniversary, girl.
Thank you. Up next, it's time for Ask Wendy.
Can we take a picture?
Joy. Time for Ask Wendy. How you doing?
How you doing, Wendy? My name is Sergio.
Uh-oh.
How you doing?
Come on out. Suavemente.
All right.
How can I help you, Sergio?
Yes, I've been talking to this girl like for about 2 months, and she's a chain smoker. And I don't like cigarettes. I don't like the taste of them, and I don't smoke. But she always complains when we when we kiss.
She's a real Carrie Bradshaw. Remember Carrie and Aiden?
She's a heavy smoker, and basically, I would like to kiss her. How do I get her to quit smoking so we can kiss?
And it's all in her hair and everything. Her
Everywhere.
fingertips smell.
Lips,
Having been an ex-smoker, I know that this is something that it's very difficult to quit. If she finds you to be worth it, then she will quit. If she watches Sex in the City, then she'll just sneak like Carrie Bradshaw did. Do you remember? And eventually, it really did get in the way of she and Aiden's relationship. So you have to have a conversation with her. And, you know, if she chooses not to quit, then this can't be your girl. You know, you can only make the request, but she doesn't have to alter her life.
I'll take it into consideration, thank you.
Yes, you'll take it into consideration. Thank you, Sergio. We have time for another quick one. How you doing?
Hi, Wendy.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How can I help?
My name's Courtney. I've been married for about 6 years now.
Good for you.
So at the beginning of the year, my husband got a new phone.
Okay.
Now he's addicted. We're on vacation. We're going to these fancy restaurants, and I'm eating alone. How do I get him to put the phone down and focus on me?
Request.
He always says it's work, so that means it's important, and I can't interrupt him.
This is the day and age that we live in. It is so unfortunate. You know what I do? I just pull out my phone, and I start doing research for the show. I go on Radar Online, and then when he puts his phone down, then we continue our conversation. And the conversation has to be, you have to capture his attention and have some meaningful conversation. You have to, dazzle him with, the flicker of your eyes and all that stuff, and request that he puts the phone down. Do it by touching and rubbing. See, you do this, honey. I did all this for you.
Thank you.
Can you pick and choose your time? Unfortunately, it's going to be a hard habit to break because if it has to do with work, then it has to do with work. But, that's when you get on your own phone and do something and make the time that you have together really count. Up next, everybody, we've got more Ask Wendy. Keep it here. How you doing? It's still Ask Wendy. How can I help?
Hi, Wendy. How you doing? My name is Danielle. I'm a college sophomore this year, and I met a really good friend my freshman year, and we got really close.
Okay.
So next semester, we're thinking about rooming together for the first time.
Okay.
Now, my freshman year, I had a really bad roommate.
I understand.
Horrible. So do you think it's a good idea if we room together? What do you think?
I've never been the roommate girl. I like my own space. However, economically speaking, can you afford to live on your own?
No.
Okay, then this is not even a question. This is the best person probably for you to roommate with. You don't want to find a roommate on Craigslist. No. So yeah, you know what? But set some ground rules from the gate. For instance, you each have locks on your doors. I'll counsel you through the commercial break because I have rules about roommates, but we're about to be cut off by a commercial. So I'll talk to her, and up next, everybody, we have Wendy's Instagram winner of the day. Don't go far. I've got a How You Doing Diva fan. It's time for Wendy's Instagram. Here, you can say it. Celebrity Look of the Day. The look of the day is Rihanna. Rihanna's wearing a thigh-high split dress, looking gorgeous at a Grammy party. Today's Instagram winners with their own twist on that look. Candace is in Maryland, and she looks fabulous in her white split dress. Also, Candace, we're sending you this glamorous mini diva fan for your look. Be sure that you follow us on Instagram for your chance to get our Instagram look of the day. We'll be right back. I had so much fun today. I want to thank you, Joy Bryant, also my co-host studio audience. Thank you for being here, even in the snow. Yay! Tomorrow, TV personality Donnie Deutsch and British singing sensation Little Mix performs their hit song, Move. I love you for watching today, and I'll see you next time right here on Wendy. Bye!